The media and rest of financial advisors sure have a lot of nerve pointing and calling retail investors names when by comparison the net profits we have derived already from GameStop and AMC are much bigger than anything they have called out. I have said many times and will continue repeating it to the end, that the media is definitely not your friend. However, just because they aren't looking for your well-being doesn't necessarily mean that they actually think what we are doing is crazy. Hey guys, I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Today's video is going to be fantastic, as new collected evidence goes to show that the reality from what we have been led to believe by the news is completely different from what has actually been going on. We have a lot of really bullish developments coming from GameStop that we are also going to quickly cover, so be sure to strap in because today's segment is set to either open your eyes or really consolidate a lot of your faith in GameStop and AMC. Today's segment is one to really send you in a bullish frenzy, so remember to like the video if you find it educational or insightful in any way. Keep in mind that everything that we talk about and discuss on this video is my opinion derived from the evidence I collect throughout the day, and that I am not a financial advisor. I am just a simple bot with a single command, and that is to present and inform you of everything that is happening. Big shout out to all people who donate and support this channel. You guys make all of this possible through your contributions and I am indebted to you. With that said, I do not want to waste any more time, and simply want to get into today's video. First of all, let's talk about the big news that came out yesterday. It has been announced that GameStop is set to join the S&P Midcap 400 Index next week. For some reason a lot of people have assumed that GameStop transitioning to the Midcap 400 is very similar to when GameStop switched from the Russell 2000 into the Russell 1000. When we look at historical trends, there is typically a major surge of volume that is experienced by stocks that make it into this mid-cap. There is typically a surge of heavy volume and price volatility according to historical data of other stocks that have transitioned, and there is no reason to believe GameStop will be different. Now, keep in mind that the change is set to become effective on August 4th. On average, the change in addition into the Midcap 400 has resulted in returns of over 9% from the time that a stock is announced to make the change to the time it becomes effective. This is something that is very important to keep in mind because it is added pressure that hedge funds will need to carefully plan for in order to anticipate and handle so that the stock doesn't start running and stress levels get out of control. This is a super bullish set of events that should have absolutely everyone super excited, even investors who solely invest in AMC. The reason for that is that we have typically seen bullish performance from GameStop reflect directly on AMC, and that is definitely something to contemplate. However, GameStop surprises did not end here. Today, the company has a press releases announcing that they plan on rebranding EB Games in Canada. By the end of this year, EB Games' Canadian locations and online store will assume the GameStop brand and name. This is yet another great catalyst, as the implementation of this change could result in better branding and exposure for the company. Now let's get into today's main segment. One of the things I have seen as of late is people mocking certain media hosts, especially after comparing the net loss in many if not all of the stocks they have gone out to promote. Now, we know that stocks can either move up or move down, presenting a 50-50 chance for anyone taking the risk on buying a share. Looking through many of these media hosts as well as many of the writers on other big media websites, you will often find that the super vast majority, and sometimes even all of their recommendations and calls to have gone in the exact opposite direction. This would initially come off as an indication that these people do not know what they are doing, that they have no purpose giving any advice or having any recognition for what they do when the return on investment for their predictions is always negative. However, closer analysis of this shows quite the opposite. If the chance of making a profit or turning a loss is 50-50, then by all means the result of these so-called experts should be closer to 50-50, especially if they didn't know what they were doing. We would be prone to initially think they are clueless in what they do, but if they were, their returns would closely mirror that of 50-50. The fact that the returns on investment for their predictions is literally closer to 100% shows one truth that will be hard to accept for many. That is that these experts know exactly what they are doing, and are actively participating to misguide any open listener that follows their advice. There have been many reports in the past indicating that a lot of the time, what these companies are doing is working with big money to bet against their own predictions. They come and bad-mouth the company for weeks, causing bullish volume to decrease over time. As such, they then take opportunity to come and start purchasing stocks at a great discount, and when the company announces that they really bullish performance or have great catalysts ahead, these clowns get to make a ton of money. Why does this matter? There are 3 reasons why this is so important to know. One is that calling them dumb or incompetent is ironic considering they have literally close to 100% of being wrong in the performance they call out, which we know to be on purpose to make money, so that would instead be close to 100% in being right on the money. If I knew someone had close to 100% in being wrong about their calls, I would literally pay to hear what they had to say so I could invest the opposite way. This is no coincidence. These people know what they are doing, and calling them derogatory names is goofy. Second thing is that it makes us value less what they have to say. I hold absolutely no respect for the media, but what they say is always very important, because if we really listen and are well versed in facts, we can easily start spotting small but important snippets of important information that we would otherwise disregard. We must pay close attention to everything that happens, but more importantly to our enemies. How come we obsess over every little change the DTCC or hedge funds make, but are quick to now ignore the media? We must listen closely to what they say, with our defenses up so as to not fall in any trap, so as to derive the most value from what they say. And third, and this is the biggest one, it's because we have slowly ignored what has been happening with big money. The media has been making headlines over and over, mocking GME and AMC investors, but something huge has been happening behind the curtains. Something that is about to drop your jaw, so be sure to have some tape nearby. I took today to look through institutional ownership of GameStop and AMC, and I could not believe what I saw. Guys, take a look at the amount of institutional ownership of GameStop. Big money is coming in droves, buying and holding this stock, amidst all the scorn we are seeing. Look at the size of these orders, look how barely anyone is selling. I went through a month worth of the data, and the buy orders are astronomical. Everyone buying GME seems to hold, and more orders are coming in. This is absolutely ridiculous. The media tells us one thing, but it is more important to see what exactly is Wall Street and friends doing, and they are quite literally doing the exact same thing we are doing. They are going against the advice of the media and buying in huge chunks. With all these buy orders, you would think the price for GameStop would be running almost vertical, but it isn't. The fact that we aren't running upwards just goes to show and confirm not only how manipulated this stock is, but how cheap it currently is. When this stock lifts off, it's going to be absolute bunkers, and I cannot wait. Anything below 6 figures is a scam right now. And it's not even GameStop alone. AMC has also been getting huge bullish orders, especially this last week. Some of these orders contain millions of shares, which really go to show that the fact this stock hasn't hit $100 yet is absolutely sketchy. I took to look at the data going back as far as a month, and the results are crazy. I showed you this because I want you guys to be confident in what you are purchasing. The media is telling you to sell because they want themselves and their pals to buy your shares for cheap. They believe in the squeeze just as much as you, if not even more. The true tell of someone is watching what they do, not what they say, and the evidence goes to show what we have been saying. Get absolutely jacked, because this is pure evidence that big money thinks, or actually big money knows, that GameStop and AMC are going to squeeze. The DTCC is screaming squeeze, Wall Street is screaming squeeze, we are screaming squeeze. Everyone is doing so except the media, and it is no surprise as to why that is. Stay bullish, buy the dip and hold to the moon. I hope with this key piece of evidence I may have brought confidence and instilled some character into some of you. To the absolute Andromeda galaxy with GME and AMC baby. The Fed engaged in reverse repo operations resulting in over $965 billion. This is absolutely insane, and the fact that we are less than $35 billion from hitting $1 trillion in reverse repo operations is a testament to everything going wrong in the financial sector. Dark pool transactions for AMC accounted for 69% of the total volume, while GameStop's dark pool transactions account for 41% of the total volume today. According to Fidelity's data, AMC's buy order flow was much higher than the sell order flow, with GameStop having over 6 times the amount of buy orders than sell orders. Let us now wrap up the video with some technical analysis. AMC was an absolute beast today. The stock had a relatively bad pre-market performance today, with it eventually being target of a short ladder attack as it closed into market opening. The stock had a brutal fall once the market opened, reaching 36.08. However, the stock found the strength of the gods, forming a quick ascending triangle, and breaking the resistance line to run to 39.50. The stock then retraced, but something incredible happened. It then quickly started consolidating upwards all the way until it closed at 38.90, way above the VWAP. Absolute great performance today. The biggest factor to note was how the stock struggled to move past the upper band of the VWAP, consistently trading on it but never really building on top of it. The consolidation and upward movement after that retracement was incredible to see. I hope we continue moving upwards into tomorrow. Hedge funds are really struggling to dip this, and I am loving it. GameStop was much simpler, but very bullish in some way. The stock, upon market opening, had a massive drop to 164.27. The stock then built some consolidation before having a small run to the upper band of VWAP. It then retraced at a higher level than it was before, consolidating right below the VWAP before having another run reaching 172.43 and closing at 169.12, right above the VWAP. Though the performance was not as bullish as the one from AMC, the stock was able to consolidate and build strong and key support lines which will be much needed in the near future. Great performance overall, and with that, I want to thank you for making it to the end of the video. Let me know in the comments if you liked the video. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and a big shout out to Patreons. People that donate to this channel either through a Patreon pledge or single-time donation are the reason for the existence of this channel. YouTube pays me like hedge funds will pay in bonuses this year, due to me being automated. Thank you for your hard contributions and consideration for this channel. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel and you are new here, and I will see you on the next one. To the moon.